All right, welcome to the Explainer. Listen, I want you to get yourselves ready, because the beautiful game, it's about to experience a massive, totally unprecedented shift. We're looking at a completely revamped landscape for the upcoming FIFA World Cup, and today, we're giving you the ultimate high-energy scouting report on the absolute new kids on the block. We're talking about nations where, honestly, dreams have finally come true. Countries that have shattered their own ceilings to arrive on global football's biggest stage. It's the global debut of football's 4 newest underdogs, and trust me, you're going to want to know exactly what they bring to the pitch.
Okay, let's dive into this. On today's scouting report menu, we've got the 48-team era, Jordan's Brave Ones, Cape Verde's Blue Sharks, Uzbekistan's White Wolves, Curaçao's Blue Wave, and finally, what this ultimate underdog dream actually means for the sport.
Section 1. The 48-team era. June 11th. A new World Cup begins.
So, mark your calendars for June 11th, because when this tournament officially kicks off across Canada, the USA, and Mexico, the fundamental rules of the global game will have completely changed. 48. FIFA has officially decided to increase the number of participating teams from the traditional 32 up to a massive 48. Now, this is a game-changing, and yeah, admittedly controversial, expansion of the tournament's footprint. But the sheer scale of this move, it's completely blown the doors wide open for nations that have historically just been locked out of the spotlight.
I mean, think about it. The old World Cup setup was a brutal 32-team gauntlet. It was heavily dominated by your traditional powerhouses, which often left these rising programs locked out, falling just short of the finish line. But this new 48-team format? It creates totally unprecedented opportunities. It's exactly this structural shift that provided the opening for 4 brand new national teams to finally secure their starting places and make their worldwide debut.
Section 2. The Brave Ones. The Golden Generation strikes.
In their homeland, they're known as Al-Nashama, which literally translates to the Brave Ones. And let me tell you, that name is 100% earned. It's built on a foundation of just a remarkably strong mentality. Jordan has been knocking on the door for a long time, finally qualifying on their 10th attempt. But their trajectory has been pointing straight up, especially after a massive run that saw them reach the final of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup.
Look, the analysts consider this current squad the strongest in Jordanian football history. This is a true golden generation, and it's spearheaded by their absolute star player, Moussa Al-Tamari. Tactically, they are a nightmare to play against. They rely on this suffocatingly compact defense, and then, bam, they hit you with lightning-fast counterattacks. During that phenomenal Asian Cup run, they finished second in their group with just a single defeat. That sparked nationwide celebrations in the constitutional monarchy, complete with official congratulations from the royal family. I'm telling you, this is a team riding a massive wave of national momentum.
But here is where the rubber meets the road. In Group J, our debutants, relying on that compact defense, are staring down an absolute gauntlet. They're matched up against the reigning world champions, Argentina. Plus, they've got incredibly tough squads in Algeria and Austria. It is your textbook David versus Goliath scenario. So the million-dollar question is, can Jordan's counterattacking speed actually punish the high-flying style of Lionel Messi and the reigning world champs? We're going to find out.
Section 3. Cape Verde. Blue Sharks. Redemption from the volcanic archipelago.
Now, they are known as the Tubarões Azules, the Blue Sharks. And get this, they're the 3rd smallest World Cup participant of all time. As a former Portuguese colony, Cape Verde fields this fiercely competitive roster by drawing heavily on diaspora players. So we're talking about athletes who live in other countries but are eligible to represent Cape Verde by virtue of their ancestry.
Just let this statistic sink in for a second. 7. That is the number of clean sheets this squad kept in their 10 qualifying matches. They are absolute defensive juggernauts out there. Shutting out opponents in 70% of your qualifiers, that's a staggering achievement that absolutely proves they belong on this stage.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how they combine that lockdown defense with complete dominance on their own turf. They were literally flawless at home, winning all 5 of their home games. You can see the positive trend in their footballing development clearly paying off right now. But the real emotional core here, it's their redemption arc. Cape Verde actually came incredibly close to qualifying back in 2014, but heartbreak struck when FIFA excluded them from the final qualifying round because of the use of a suspended player. 10 years later, they've finally bounced back to claim what's rightfully theirs.
And their reward for that epic decade of resilience? A completely brutal Group H. Our defensive specialists, the Blue Sharks, are going to be put to the ultimate test against the attacking firepower of the European champions, Spain, the intensity of Uruguay, and a highly competitive Saudi Arabia squad. We are about to find out just how impenetrable that defense really is.
Section 4. Uzbekistan, White Wolves, the sleeping giant awakens. The White Wolves are a team that knows the absolute agony of coming up short. They suffered these devastating near misses in 2006, 2014, and 2018. But this year, they finally secured their ticket as runners-up behind Iran. And let me tell you, when that ticket was officially punched, it sparked absolute ecstasy back home.
Unlike our island debutants, Uzbekistan brings massive scale to the tournament. 37 million inhabitants. That makes them by far the largest of our 4 newcomers. And their arrival on this stage, it's not some lucky Cinderella story. It is the direct result of cold, hard, calculated investment.
Right? This is success by design. Uzbekistan has poured years of calculated investment into their youth development programs, and it's finally paying dividends. This qualification is widely considered their greatest sporting achievement since the country's independence from the Soviet Union back in 1991. Now, the beating heart of this squad is their defense, which is heavily anchored by top-tier talent, specifically Manchester City center back Abdulkadir Kusanovs. They've built an absolute wall at the back, supported by a massive football-crazed population.
But that heavily invested, youth-driven defense is going to be immediately thrown into the deep end in Group K. They are staring down the veteran savvy and raw attacking talent of Portugal and Colombia alongside a really tough Democratic Republic of Congo team. It's going to be a fascinating clash of styles, folks. Uzbekistan's calculated defensive system against some of the most dynamic offenses in the world.
Section 5. Curaçao, the Blue Wave. The ultimate David versus Goliath.
Okay, try to wrap your mind around this number. 150,000. The southern Caribbean island of Curaçao has a population roughly the size of the city of Nuremberg. That makes them the smallest World Cup participant of all time. Seriously, let that sink in. The smallest ever.
But hey, size isn't everything in modern football. This tiny island nation didn't just sneak their way in, they prevailed against regional heavyweights like Jamaica and Costa Rica. How'd they do it? Well, the architect of their success is the legendary Dutch coach Dick Advocaat, and this brilliantly illustrates their strategy. As a part of the former Dutch colonial empire, Curaçao has leveraged a massive strategic advantage. They heavily utilize players with Curaçaoan roots who received elite football training over in the Netherlands. It is a totally masterful strategic assembly of diaspora talent. But the reward for their absolute masterclass in qualification is a date with the giants of Group E. The 150,000-strong Blue Wave will have to roll through none other than the massive footballing machine of Germany, plus incredibly physical and fast squads in Ecuador and Ivory Coast. I mean, it is the most dramatic contrast in the entire tournament. Can the smallest participant in history pull off the biggest upset in history?
Section 6. The ultimate underdog dream. Why the expansion matters.
So we've laid out the stats, the scouting reports, and the dramatic matchups. Look, FIFA's decisions always raise eyebrows, and expanding to 48 teams has definitely had its loud critics. But I'm going to leave you with this debate. Does the expansion dilute the elite nature of the tournament, or is this high-stakes, underdog drama exactly what the beautiful game needs? Think about it. Without this expansion, Jordan's Brave Ones, Cape Verde's Blue Sharks, Uzbekistan's White Wolves, and Curaçao's Blue Wave would still just be sitting on the couch watching from home. Instead, they're stepping onto the biggest stage on Earth. So what do you prefer? Do you want elite exclusivity, or do you want the chaos and the magic of the ultimate underdog dream? I know what I'm tuning in for. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and enjoy the games.